Damn, that was crazy. What's good, YouTube? It's Rashad here, and I'm back with another review. Before we get started, do me a favor and smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We about to get into it. It's finna be crazy because the movie was crazy. I love the hell out of this movie. Y'all see this drip I got right here? I've been saving this shirt. I've had this shirt for probably a few years now. I've been saving it for just this type of occasion. Cause there was a part of me that knew, I freaking knew that something was missing when I saw that original Justice League movie. And goddamn, they came through. When I tell you, that freaking Zack Snyder cut for Justice League was some of the most crucial shit that I have seen. This is an amazing start to a shitty year 2021. This has been having some problems already, but man, they came through. This was one of the most epic movies I've ever seen. It's up there with the Marvel Cinematic Universe easily. Took them 4 hours to do it. But in all fairness, they didn't have like freaking 10 movies or however the hell many they had in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to really be able to catch up. So they had to cram all of this stuff in, and considering that they only had that much time to flesh out this many characters and villains and side characters, they did a phenomenal job. Shit was lit. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be all spoilers in this review. All spoilers. If you want to see something that's not spoiler filled, I'm just tell you, movie was good. Check it out. Get HBO. Pay $15. Go to a friend's house. Do something. See the movie. If you like anything close to superhero movies or anything at all, like action films or whatever, you'll love the movie. Just go watch it. That's really all there is to know. I'm getting into spoilers. This movie starts off so freaking wild. I can't remember the original. I just don't remember it being that good by comparison. At the very beginning, I knew that something was different about this movie. It started off with Superman screaming, like his death scream, his final howl, as Doomsday just stabs that man straight through the chest. He's just screaming, and his screams are heard like across the entire planet. And it's like, I would swear if I wasn't mistaken, the Amazonians heard it in I'm like, where the hell are the Amazonians even at to where they can even hear this shit? Like, they're not on Earth, right? They're like on another planet or some shit, right? And I'm like, damn, Superman. I'm like, look, I can't remember if they heard it, but I would swear they did. And I'm like, okay, it seemed like some pretty serious shit. Just the mood it puts you in. It puts you in a feel like, wow, this is some epic shit. Literally from like the first scene of the movie. You feel like the power that's about to be behind this directing, it really showed. The story goes that Steppenwolf, villain from the previous movie, which sucked balls by the way, but this is a different movie. He shows up, got this sick ass armor and shit. Graphic designers on point with the CGI. Steppenwolf shows up. He's trying to bring back Darkseid. He needs like these 3 mother cubes, I believe is what they were called. And they're like scattered across the planet. And one's with like the Amazonians, one's with the Atlanteans, and one's just with humans somewhere. So he needs all those. It's gonna bring Darkseid here to the planet. Apparently Darkseid has taken 100,000 worlds, or like over 100,000 worlds. I'm like, god damn. Like, how many trillions of people this man done just drilled to take 100,000, but he done lost. This is the only time he's lost is to the Earthlings. But they did this crazy flashback where he had like help. They had help from like fucking like Zeus and Ares and shit. There was a lantern helping them. It was like this epic ass flashback they did. And I was like, holy shit. There was all kinds of freaking Amazonians stabbing the shit out of people. Atlanteans, like, they had the Atlantean king with his trident hit one of these numbers. Boom! They're sending fucking bodies flying and shit. Boy, I was like, this movie is my shit. I'm telling you, I was freaking the fuck out for like damn near the whole movie because there was so many action scenes. This was just one particularly epic scene, but like there's so many action scenes in it. I was like, yo, this shit is lit. They had a scene with the Atlanteans where they're trying to like protect the box. I swear I felt like this scene was going on for like 10 fucking minutes. I didn't time it out, but it just felt like it was a long scene, but they were like trying to defend the box from Steppenwolf and he was catching bodies. Like, I'm telling you, like they literally just dogpiled him. Like all the Amazonians just dogpiled on him. You just see he just grabs somebody by the head and just chucks them across the room. Another part, like they send down like their whole like temple or some shit with Steppenwolf in it, comes out of the shit like he's nothing. All the Amazonians in that bitch dead. He just comes out of it like it's nothing with all his little henchmen, the little parademons and shit, just come out like what's up? Like y'all thought that was gonna kill us? They go after the rest of the squad. Bruh, they trying to escape on horses. This man Steppenwolf just take one of the horses, just chucks it up into the bruh, chucks it up into the air like it's nothing. This shit had me fucking speechless. I was watching this like, oh my god, this dude is catching bodies. He hit one of the Amazonians with a freaking helm splitter. He take his big ass axe, whoop-pow! Helm split this bitch. Like you just see this blood splatter. I was like, damn, yo. I was like, I feel like they wouldn't have been able to get away with this shit in the theater, would they? Because I know, I'm like, sometimes they be like censoring the hell out of these movies in the theater. And I think, from my understanding, that's one of the things that happened the last time with the original release. They kind of censored things pretty heavily. But with this, oh no, it was all kinds of blood splatters, heads getting bust. Men and women, them Amazonians got crushed, destroyed by Steppenwolf by himself. Forget the parademons for a second, even though they was catching bodies too. Steppenwolf he just pretty much sat on them. He shat on them. Now I will say, when the whole squad came through, like the whole Amazonian army showed up, he just kind of looked at him like he had the cube already. He just kind of looked. And then he just kind of teleported away. He was like, you know what? I think I proved myself. I don't want no more smoke. All right, let me calm down for a sec and talk about the rest of the story. So Batman is on a mission to get the rest of these members of Superhero Squad. So if you remember from Batman Superman, it was Wonder Woman first, and she didn't really want to help. And I think she was like, it's humanity's problem or whatever the hell bullshit she was saying. She changed her mind in the last movie. In this movie now, she's trying to convince other people, so they go after like Cyborg, Aquaman, and Flash. So they went into like a pretty deep level of backstory for all of those characters. Ironically enough, Flash and Cyborg actually have kind of similar stories. Like they got some daddy issues going on, but it's different issues. So Cyborg's kind of salty at his dad for never being there for him and stuff. And Flash he's feeling some type of way about his dad for a different reason, because his dad's like basically falsely imprisoned. I think they said for like the murder of his mom. Like maybe I don't know that plot point, but damn. So that's a thing. So two different issues. They delved deep into it. And then the same thing for Aquaman. They got into his story and his back side of the story and different characters within his kingdom with the Atlanteans and stuff. They really went deep. And in the original film, man, they didn't do shit. Cyborg was so trash as far as like his story in the original. He looks like about the same in terms of like how they animated him and in the like the fights and stuff. Well, it was better in this, definitely, but it just definitely didn't flesh him out like they should have in the original. So they had a lot of time and luxury with this movie, because 4 hours is a long time. 4 hours, man, is a long time. So of course with 4 hours, you can do a lot with that. Now you can mess it up still, have some long ass movies, shout out to The Hobbit, and still not really do that much within these long ass windows of time, right? But Zack Snyder really pulled this shit off. He did a lot, and he made sure that I felt like, at least for me, there may be some super nerds out there who just start really picking apart like every little thing that they possibly can. But I felt like all of the major questions, anytime I had a question, why is this happening? Why that? Why this? Everything just seemed like it was explained. I just feel like they did a really good job of taking and utilizing all those 4 hours to really make sure that everything was crystal clear. They explained everything. You could tell that they reviewed and went back and looked over stuff, and it was like, no mistakes. We can't screw up twice. What's worse than screwing up once? Screwing up twice. They even went into detail about Cyborg's hacking abilities and whatnot. Just gave you just so much more context about the damn character, so you know who the hell Cyborg is. Because after that last movie, the original from 2017, I was like, I didn't learn shit about Cyborg. I'm trying to learn something new, you know? So they did the damn thing this time. So the same thing for Flash. They had the real Flash in here, like the freaking time-space continuum warping as super speed way faster than everybody else, just fucking warping fucking time and space and shit. Flash was in this movie. The epic shit that happened in this movie, especially at the end, this shit was fucking ridiculous. They even had one of those awesome scenes like how they did in like some of the Marvel movies, and I think in like a couple of the X-Men movies with Quicksilver, where they like do the whole time freeze thing, and it's like everything's in slow motion and shit. There's like this scene where it's like this super hot chick, I can't remember her name, it's in notes somewhere or something, but she's super hot. I might put her up on the screen or something. What is her name? Kiersey Clemens was her name. Yeah, she's a little fine thing. I need to watch more of her movies. She gets in like this car crash that's very clearly gonna just murk the hell out of her if nobody's there to save her. So like she gives the Flash like this look, like she's kind of gives him this look like she's just all into him, right? It's like random as hell. I'm like, damn, do chicks do this on the street? So she just looking at him like extra hard, this random ass dude, because he's not in his Flash suit or whatever. But of course she gets in a crash. He's right there. He looks. Everything just freezes. He goes out. This dumbass literally goes out because there's like a hot dog thing flying above his head, like because that shit got in the crash too. It got caught up in the crosshairs for the crash. So there's hot dog wieners and shit flying everywhere. This fool takes a hot dog wiener, grabs the shit, puts it in his pocket. For some reason, it was funnier to me that he put it in his pocket instead of eating it right then and there, because he probably could have did that too. He puts the shit in his pocket, and then he says, "Oh girl," after that. I was like, you scummy son of a bitch. For a hot dog? For some reason, I don't know why, I found that funny as fuck for some reason. But all of this happens, just really sets the stage. This is before like any of the major plot points and shit really even come to fruition. That whole part from the beginning with Steppenwolf just tossing horses and helm splitting people and all that shit, that was like literally like part one of like, this shit has like what, like 6-7 parts. Like, so all of that happened at the beginning. This is like somewhere later on, just kind of introducing the character. They also played some epic ass music during that particular moment, like the slow-mo moment. I don't know what the song was, but I remember listening like, damn, like this music is like low-key like methodical as hell, and it's kind of fire at the same time. And I really like the Flash in this movie because I feel like the DC movies are missing like a bit of comic relief. They're kind of like overly serious, and I don't think they need to try to be just like Marvel. Like Marvel movies are like a little bit more like whimsical, right? You can feel like the Disney in them. Like it's not just Marvel comics anymore. It's like Marvel meets Disney. You can feel that. And I like the fact that DC goes for something darker, like all of the lighting and stuff like on the characters and just the overall mood is like darker. You can just tell they went for like a whole different vibe than with the Marvel movies, but at the same time they did copy a little bit of that funny dynamic, especially with the Flash. Arguably overdid it with the Flash, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. It's hard to make it through this without just talking about all of the crazy and epic ass fight scenes that they had. Like there was a scene with Wonder Woman, she's like taking on this like terror group, and like she's taking her wristbands and and shit, and she's like blocking the hell. There's like this whole lineup of people, all these people lined up against the wall, and some asshole with a fucking automatic or semi-automatic, whatever type of weapon he had, like just lines. He's just literally just about to spray everybody, like women, children, old men and old ladies, every damn body. And they're over here begging and shit. Diana shows up. She just blocks the bullet in slow motion. And then he's like, okay, let me change the setting and just go ahead and just spray everybody real quick. And then she goes down the whole line and blocks all of the bullets. I was like, bro, I was falling out of my chair. Like, this shit is crazy. This some of the most epic shit that I've seen. Kicks the shit out of everybody who's there, all the bad guys. Wonder Woman, I feel like everybody got a lot of screen time. All the superheroes, even some of the side characters. And it was a lot of time, 4 hours. So a lot of stuff happened, but Wonder Woman, I definitely feel like was a strong highlight. And I don't have any problem with that. I love Wonder Woman, so she was whipping ass in this, at least as long as she wasn't going up against Steppenwolf. Bro, Steppenwolf catches so many bodies in this movie, man. Freaking Atlanteans try to step up to him. Of course, they had a decent little excuse for why they weren't able to, I guess, fend him off a little bit more than they did. Because they said, I don't know, they were some Atlantean kingdoms or some shit were at war or some bullshit. So, like, most of the soldiers were off somewhere else. So they had like 5 niggas like guarding the mother box. So of course Steppenwolf shows up. He bodies everybody. There's like all this blood in the water. Like, it just looks really crazy. It just looks just messed up. Just bloody mess everywhere. Aquaman, his home slice, if y'all remember from the Aquaman movie, this is like, I guess, before that movie. So his homegirl from the movie that he becomes like tight with, she's there. She's about to get bodied. Freaking Aquaman shows up and he saves her and shit. It doesn't take long till Steppenwolf starts putting in work against Aquaman too. Aquaman takes and gets headbutted so freaking hard, like just wow, like against some freaking rocks. I saw this and I was like, bro, how? How is this man still alive? He got headbutted so hard. Steppenwolf takes that cube and then he just leaves. Aquaman, he's just up here floating in the water like this shit was epic as hell, yo. Man, the one chick, she looked like she was sucking she was doing some Avatar shit where she was like sucking the damn water out of fucking Steppenwolf's face or something crazy. Like she straight hit her with the blood bending. Some of that damn Avatar stage. They got another fight in the sewer. It's just fight after fight, just conflict after conflict in this movie. And I think when people say that they don't like some of the superhero movies, I guess that's what they mean. If there's not, they don't find themselves in these precarious situations where somebody needs to catch these hands, then I guess they just feel like the shit ain't good. And after watching this, I suppose I'm inclined to agree, because they was catching bodies in this movie. Steppenwolf in the sewer, they were trying to face off against him. He was like trying to question people, and Cyborg had his daddy down there about to get questioned and brain warped by some sort of evil spider device. And Cyborg, he was relatively like, I don't want to say emotionless, but he was like really cold towards everybody and just kind of like really emo, because he ain't got no body, he ain't got his man parts and stuff no more. So he like, man, this fucking sucks, right? And I would agree if I was him. But his daddy's about to get his mind taken over and questioned and all of this, and then he's like just flips out. They got like this plan to try to like flank Steppenwolf and shit, and the Cyborg just like, no, like, he just like loses his mind and takes his freaking arm laser looking like Tony Stark and just tries to blast him. Of course, Steppenwolf got this like fire ass armor on, so like nothing they do against this man does shit. It does nothing. They're pretty much wasting their damn time. I'm like, man, somebody need to figure out. I need Magneto or some shit to take that damn armor off him or something, because he was just like kicking the shit out of them, and it seemed like they could never damage him. So they get in a fight with him. Wonder Woman starts taking him on, and they literally go head to head, one on one. And she basically gets her ass kicked. Like, at one point, she does fire back with she hit him one of these, sends him flying. But man, like, that doesn't really hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like nothing hurt him. But it seemed like when he was hitting her, it seemed like she was a lot slower getting up and stuff. They even had like Batman. He was fighting a pair of demons, and he was kind of getting his ass beat. Honestly, Batman in this movie, he gets his ass kicked kind of a lot, except like he kind of comes through like at the end of the movie, but like all during the movie, it's kind of him like providing like backup to like the crucial niggas. When I tell you how crucial Steppenwolf was, this man, Batman has this shit called the Nightcrawler. It's like a special type of vehicle or whatever. It's not the Batmobile. Batmobile's smaller. Nightcrawler's like bigger. Both of them are armored vehicles, whatever, but Nightcrawler's bigger, it's got heavier artillery and shit, right? So they shoot a missile. The Cyborg commandeers it some kind of, he can hack shit. He like hacks into it, right? So he hacks into the shit. He's shooting all these things at Steppenwolf. He basically just tanking it with his armor, shoots a missile at him. Steppenwolf literally grabs that shit out of midair. Just looks at it. That shit is literally still like the fucking gas and the fucking flames is still coming out of that bitch. He's just standing there holding it like it's nothing. And I'm like, damn, y'all can't even shoot a missile at this shit and just have it hit this man. How the fuck are y'all going to defeat Darkseid? He takes this shit and then he like just sends this shit into a wall. I'm thinking he's gonna throw it back at him. He sends it into a wall, causing a damn flood. I'm like, yo. Alright, stop the fight. Stop the fight. It's over. He leaves. He don't even need to prove it. Honestly, he pretty much won like every fight that they're in. Of course, he loses in the end, but he pretty much won every fight. Like, the only reason he loses in the end is because, of course, Superman shows up and then they start whooping his ass. With like the whole movie is centered around, like, a lot of the time they're trying to revive Superman, because remember he dies in Batman versus Superman, so they're trying to revive him. Up to that point, they pretty much can't do anything against Steppenwolf. Eventually they get to the point where they're about to revive Superman, but some crazy shit happens. Like, this actually gave me chills when I was watching it. It's like Cyborg, he's like hacking into one of the mother boxes, and Flash is running full speed trying to do something to like ignite or awaken the mother box, like some technical nonsense, right? So Cyborg, he gets like this premonition. So it's like these boxes, supposed to be some sort of ancient tech, but somehow or another they can like predict the future. They're on some Attack on Titan, Eren Yeager type shit or something. You want to save Mikasa and Armin. But anyway, I saw this, in the future that he saw was so bleak. It showed like the freaking Amazonians, like, I guess they had surrendered, and like they were like burning like one of their people. They were like just fucking cremating one of their people, and then just sitting up there just looking defeated as fuck. And Darkseid just sitting up there like, yep, fuck all you niggas. and then they showed a person who looks like Aquaman straight up getting a trident just ran through him straight up. And Darkseid, while he's running this man's through, there's somebody behind him like trying to like escape. Freaking eye lasers come out and they do all of this, like behind him. He's not even looking. Straight up obliterate this man. Dude not even looking. He's not even looking. I was like, what the fuck? What are you going to do against Darkseid? It don't even make sense when they had the little flashback. They're talking about they defeated him. I mean, okay, they did have freaking freaking Zeus. So it's like a little cheat code. They had freaking Zeus, and he was shooting freaking all this lightning and shit. The people who was doing work was Zeus. So it was Zeus and Ares. Ironically, Ares is like the bad guy in the first Wonder Woman, but Ares is the one I believe who hit Darkseid like in the shoulder, like halfway through his freaking chest, and he was putting in work. And there was like a lantern there, and the lantern was shooting people. And this was earlier in the movie when they were talking about like the Great War. But I'm like, man, why the fuck didn't you just shoot those damn eye lasers? Right after that, there's like this ominous looking scene where it shows the whole Justice League headquarters like just destroyed. Bear in mind, they don't really have a Justice League headquarters at this current point in the story. So it's like the flash forward, and it's just showing the whole shit. Like it just says Justice League right there on the ground, crumbled. And then you see Superman just ominously floating down from the sky, holding none other but Batman's helmet in the palm of his hand, looking evil as fuck. Red eyes and shit, like face is all dark. You can't even see the damn expression on his face, but you could damn feel that satisfaction as if he fucked these niggas up or something. And it's like some kind of way, since this was right before they revived Superman, it's like almost as if it's showing, hey, if you do this shit, this future is coming. And I'm like, my mind is blown because, man, I freaking hope so bad that they get the amount of pressure that this is gonna apply. If this movie is popular enough, which I hope it is, the amount of pressure that they're gonna apply to have the Injustice Superman, that would be so freaking phenomenal for them to get into something that dark, something that niche, and something that good in movie form. Like, I'm already getting chills just fucking talking about this shit in front of the camera. Imagine watching it. When I was watching this movie, there were so many moments. They had like one part with Aquaman, and he was walking into the water toward the beginning, and they just had these creepy little girls, and then they just started singing. That shit gave me chills, bruh. It was really freaking crucial. The part with the Flash where he was doing, they did the slow motion stuff when he saved old girl. They had this really nice song for that. Everything, they put so much work into everything, like little shots, like Wonder Woman standing on top of this statue, and they play like this music, like that shit is so damn epic. They hit the nail on like every freaking nail. Perfect. Pop, pop, pop. Every nail. Eventually, they revive Superman. They fight him just like they did in the previous movie. And again, like in the previous movie, bodies everybody. The fight is actually pretty similar to the last one. I really don't know. I didn't go back and watch the old movie because I enjoyed the movie, the old one too, but I didn't really ever think it was that great. I didn't think it was that horrible. But obviously, compared to this, then it makes that one look like shit. So this one is more or less that particular fight, though. Superman versus Justice League. He's revived and he doesn't know what the hell's going on. He's like, am I dead? I think I'm in hell, so maybe I should fight. So he just starts fighting, and he kicks everybody's ass. Wonder Woman's telling Aquaman, you gotta restrain him. And then he goes over, tries to do it. Superman just one punch. This is the real One Punch Man right here. So whoops everybody's ass. Even the Flash, same thing. I remember the specific scene where he's like, the Flash is running like not full speed, but he's running fast, and Superman just kind of he just kind of looks at him, and the Flash is like, oh shit. You can see me? And at one point, the Flash, because what happens is he'll move so fast, he can like hit something. If y'all seen the show The Boys, right, on Amazon, I never did get to talk about it. I wanted to talk about that. But the show The Boys, A-Train, that little punk ass dude from The Boys, he's running and he kills like old dude's girlfriend, the main character's girlfriend, because he's running so fucking fast. So the Flash can kind of do similar things. So at one point he's like going full speed and he like tries to like push Superman, and he tries that shit, and that shit, Superman is so fucking strong, like the Flash tries to push him, and it like hurts him, and it sends the Flash flying backward. I saw this, I was like, bro, just go sit down somewhere. Like if you knew what the hell you was doing, your ass would just go find Lois Lane, cause you ain't doing shit. Like, it was fucking hopeless. None of them was doing anything. And then he was about to kill Batman. Of course, Lois Lane showed up and his thing got hard. He's like, Lois? Right? Like, he didn't say that, but his face said it all. I'm gonna jumping ahead to the final battle. Okay, I covered a lot in this already. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the final battle. This was pretty epic. A lot of crazy shit happened in it. So they had all the characters in the Justice League were busy doing something. Aquaman was fending off people, throwing his trident. She like threw his trident through like 2 of the parademons at once and took and like smacked another one with it. Like Superman showed up like at the end. I'm gonna get to him. Wonder Woman was up in there and she was helping out and fighting Steppenwolf again, and he was like talking all of this shit like, you weren't there to protect your people. I heard their screams. You let them die. Like, he was really freaking intimidating as hell in this movie. I was loving every second of that. I'm like, we need more people like that. Like, there should be somebody like that in all of these movies. Like, not some of these weak old. Anyway, that was epic. Even Batman, he wasn't really doing as much earlier in the movie. But toward the end, he was pretty critical. He was putting in work. He was killing off like tons of parademons. He like concocted this whole plan to kill off like a shit ton of them. And it wasn't on no like low-key like sneaky shit. He was like on the field in his Batmobile just shooting shit and taking pillars down and blowing them up. It was all kinds of stuff he was doing and setting bombs, and he was throwing shit, and like, it was pretty damn epic. I was like, okay, Batman, like, I'm sorry I doubted you, bro. I'm like, I knew you had experience fighting humans and you knew martial arts and stuff, but I didn't know you could get down with the aliens too. So he was getting it in. Everybody was doing their thing, but one of the people who really shined, and probably one of the most best moments from the movie, is the Flash at the end, and they played like this epic ass music. The Flash, he hits like freaking his warp speed faster than light speed, whatever the fuck speed he was going. It was just this crazy off the chart speed. They get all the cubes together, and I don't know if it's like supposed to like immediately just like destroy like everything, or if it's supposed to like just bring Darkseid back. Like, I guess that part, maybe my pea brain can't like understand, or I really don't remember exactly which one they said is supposed to happen. I believe like both were supposed to happen. Like, Darkseid's supposed to come back, and like the whole world's supposed to become like Darkseid's world. So, but the Flash, he's like running so fast, it looked like he's disrupting the space-time continuum or going back in time or some shit that he did. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was just epic just watching the shit play out. So eventually all of that shit goes down. Steppenwolf, they're in like the final battle, and he's pretty much whooping everybody's ass again, like literally whooping up on everybody until Superman shows up. Superman, like, he don't even try to block his shit. Like, Steppenwolf, he come down one of them damn helm splitters like he did them Amazonians. Right? Superman just like, not impressed. I remember that line. He was like, not impressed. Obviously with a less dramatic look on his face than me. But that shit goes down. Superman literally blows on the shit, crumbles it, just effortlessly defeated him. He like punched him or something, and he like hurt him really bad, and then he like laser-eyed his his freaking horn like clear off. Nobody was able to damage this man earlier. Nobody. He got all this fire ass armor and shit. Superman destroyed his weapon, his pride, his horn, like just everything in like seconds. I'm like, no wonder Batman was like, oh, we gotta get Superman. We gotta get Superman. The whole fucking movie, he's just bitching about how they need Superman, and I guess he was fucking right, because Superman shows up in the movie's over. Like there's nothing else to do. Like Steppenwolf's done. They kick the shit out of him. They do like this, some sort of combo. I'm trying to remember what happened. Freaking Aquaman just takes and just stabs this motherfucker straight through his chest. I'm like, man, I watched that shit. That shit like low key like hurt a little bit. I felt like some chest pain looking at that. I'm like, why the hell my chest hurt? Looking at this man just get stabbed through. He stabs him, holds him up in the air and shit, right? And then Superman just comes. He looked like he enjoyed this a little too much, low key. I can feel the injustice Superman coming out. He goes and punches Steppenwolf off of the shit. And then when I realized that what was about to happen, I lost my shit. Wonder Woman, she like runs over, jumps off the shit. Steppenwolf's body's flying through the air from Superman's punch. She readies her damn sword. They show this perfect scene where they just show his neck right here and Wonder Woman's sword like about to come and slice his shit. I was screaming at the TV. Screaming. I was like, oh my fucking God. I was freaking out. I was like, I know. Nigga, I know y'all ain't about to just send this man's head back. Portal, Darkseid, you literally see Darkseid just standing there just looking. He just watching. Portal's open. They sent this man's head and his body back, straight back to Darkseid. I ain't never seen no shit that disrespectful in my life. Like, it's one thing you kill somebody and like send the head back like as a care package or some shit, like some disrespectful shit like that. Like, don't send anyone else here, otherwise the same fate will happen to them, right? But they did this shit to this man's face, and they just looked at it like Darkseid, like his ass stepped on a dude's head. Steppenwolf's head flies through the portal. Darkseid just steps on it, and then he's just looking at it. He don't even acknowledge Steppenwolf. He just steps on the head and just looks at the people who defeated him. All of the whole Justice League just standing there looking at Darkseid. Darkseid just looking at them. It's just a fucking stare off. I'm like, that is some of the most epic shit that I've ever seen in any media ever. Like, ever, my nigga. That shit was crazy. I was like, okay. I was like, that was epic as hell. Like, I mean, there's nothing else I can say about it. You have to see it. If you're for some reason watching this and you haven't seen it, you have to see this. And if you've seen it already, you need to see it again. Like, can I get a Blu-ray or some shit? All right, I'm gonna talk about a couple other key moments. I got some notes up. A couple other key moments I want to address that I thought were really awesome, had an impact on me. I remember them pretty clearly, even though I had to take some notes on it. That's just for the sake of the video. So, one of the key moments, Cyborg's dad. Can't remember his name, but I remember his face. I remember everything they talked about, everything that happened. His dad died in the movie. Critical moment for me. I felt that. They spent a lot of the movie boosting up their relationship, or boosting up our understanding as viewers of their relationship. Then to just have him go out in that way, like Cyborg had already lost his mind. Then they also took out his dad too, and right in front of Cyborg as well. He already ain't have nobody else, and he was cold shouldering his dad. But it's one of them things where, you know, the people who you love, the people who you can feel hurt by the most, the people who sometimes you do things like cold shoulder the most, right? But that was all he had, and he had just saved his dad. He had just started warming up to his daddy, and then his daddy died right in front of him. Critical moment. Another one is the fact that they had freaking Martian Manhunter in this bitch. So was he? I don't remember Martian Manhunter showing up at all in the original, I saw Martian Manhunter, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, cause it was like in the middle of the movie, he just showed up and he pretended to be Superman's mom, which I don't get. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand that shit at all. Like, why would you do that? He went up and talked to like Lois Lane and stuff, and I thought that was actually the mama, but it turned out to be Martian Manhunter. And he shows up at the end of the movie, and he's like, yeah, you know, there's some fuck shit going on, so we gonna need to be ready. And I'm like, what do you mean we? Because last I checked, Steppenwolf was whooping our ass, and I didn't see your ass anywhere. They also got Deathstroke, aka Slade, for anybody who watched Teen Titans. Shout out to one of the greatest shows ever. So, man, I wish they would bring the original back. Wait a minute, did they? I don't know if they brought it back. Anyway, Deathstroke is, I guess, going to be in some future movie, or they could put him in a future movie. I don't know what the hell is going to be going on with this whole reboot situation. I need to do some more research, but man, I hope that they pressure this motherfucker and that shit does not go that direction, because I want to see a continuation of this Zack Snyder shit, and Zack Snyder need to be directing them too. But like Slade, he's one of my favorite characters. Honestly, it wasn't because of any comic book shit. It wasn't on none of that. It was just on watching Teen Titans. That was my introduction to him. You know, find out his real name is Deathstroke. Apparently it was, you know, they didn't want to have the character with, you know, name Death, you know, so they just stuck by his other name, just called him Slade in Teen Titans. I don't think they ever mentioned his name of Deathstroke ever in the entire show. So I'm excited to see where that goes. And apparently he's after Batman. And so I want to see what the fuck's going to happen with that and how that's going to play out and how critical he would be. I mean, what is he going to do against the Justice League? I don't know. But I want to see. Joker got out of jail. This was like one of the creepiest scenes. Or sorry, not Joker. Lex Luthor, not Joker. Lex Luthor. It reminded me of Joker. That's why I mentioned it, because like, so Lex Luthor, he's like, you know, he's all bald. If you remember in one of the movies, they like shaved his head off or something, and like dude is in a jail cell, and then he just like turns around and just starts laughing his ass off. And at first I was like, what the fuck? Like, it reminded me of Joker, and it creeped me the fuck out when I first saw it. I just got this uneasy feeling. It was like I was watching a different movie. But of course, Lex Luthor, he finds out he's got out of jail. No real explanation of how. I mean, I guess you can guess maybe Deathstroke helped him. I don't know. But whatever the case, it is Lex Luthor, so why would you be freaking surprised that he could get out of jail? I'm surprised he ever got sent to jail in the first damn place. So he gets out of jail, that happens. You know, so he's beefing, of course, with Superman, and Lex Luthor knows who Batman is, and Slade wants to kill Batman. So, you know, a lot of little subplot shit is going on there. That's like at the very tail end of the movie. Then it got this extra scene at the very, very, very end. I think it's like after, is it after the credits or before? I can't remember if it's after or before credits. But at the end, you see like this Injustice timeline again, where they even got like the Joker, for anybody who doesn't know the story behind Injustice Superman. You know, Superman loses Lois Lane, and she's supposed to be pregnant with his child. He loses his fucking mind, and he becomes evil as hell, and it's the Joker's fault. And like, he blames Bruce Wayne because Bruce Wayne never took care of Joker. Basically, he didn't kill him, finish him off or whatever. So it's like it's Bruce Wayne's fault, and they got beef and shit. You know, so there's a lot of shit that goes on with the whole Injustice storyline, including like some character betrayal, like some characters join Superman's side. Like, if you notice at the end, Batman got his little ragtag posse of people that's not really like the regular Justice League. Like, pretty much a lot of them dudes is gone. Like, they didn't make it, and some of them switched over to Superman's side as well. You know what I'm saying? Now, they didn't really show all of that, but they're gonna, right, at some point. At least I freaking hope they do. They need to continue this storyline. I don't give a damn how many petitions I need to sign. Do I need to go out and march for this shit? So this is a cause that I support. So I'm looking forward to whatever they got. This shit, for me, gets a 10 out of 10.
Perfect.
It has some things that you could foresee as problems. Like, the movie's long as hell. I don't give a shit how long a movie is, honestly. I mean, if it was 5 hours, I may start having problems. But this movie was appropriate for what they were trying to do. It had a beginning, middle, and end. It did its job with the allotted time it had. It did everything it needed to. Shots were nice. Acting was good. The action was over the top crazy. Like, the villains were awesome. All of the character backstory was good. Soundtrack was just blew me away. Like, the soundtrack with the Flash at the end when he was doing this super duper faster than light running shit. I was like, oh my god, this I'm gonna download this shit. I don't know how much they gonna be charged. They're probably gonna be bullshitting with the prices. I'm about to download some shit. This was awesome. Watch it if you haven't. Definitely, strongly recommend. Even if you don't even fuck with DC, this was just a good movie, just straight up. If you got some time to kill, watch it. Watch it with your family. Come over to a friend's house. Do whatever the hell you got to do. But this shit was epic. It gives my top score. I'm glad that they made the shit 4 hours that they needed to in order to complete the vision, make it good. They did what they were supposed to. You got my respect. All right. I'm gonna leave it at that, y'all. I love the movie. Check it out if you haven't. Appreciate y'all for watching. Shalimar out. Like and subscribe to the channel, by the way. Peace.